Hello and welcome back to A Flow with me, myself. My name is Nicole and I am so happy that you are here today. Today's flow is inspired by something that I struggle very much with, and that is anxiety. There have been points in my life where anxiety has felt so prevalent and has taken me out of moments and being present, and grounding myself has become such an imperative part of my journey, both spiritually and mentally and physically, that it really inspired me sharing how that can feel with you, to have the ability to ground down in times where the body is coloring a picture to stress and giving stress a movie almost, turning it into anxiety and thoughts that we feel like we can't control. So if you've ever felt that way and maybe it's manifested into a physical feeling, then I invite you to grab your mat, maybe some blocks, and join me for a very grounding, very present flow. Now today's flow is all based on the root chakra, which is the chakra in the lower back, the very first chakra. And the reason that I chose that chakra is because it is grounding. When we think about grounding, we think of a tree and its roots. And if we're looking at it head on and look to the very floor, we see, its roots spreading everywhere. So what I really want to do is have us paint a picture of being grounded down with our roots, despite any rain, any winds, any weather that may come our way. We are grounded, safe, and secure. So that is the theme for today's class. Again, just associated with that root chakra. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work, and the entire time we will be seated on our mats, just to reinforce that idea of grounded stability. And I will even teach you a breath technique to help calm the nervous system, help calm the heart rate, that I have found so helpful. So with that being said, let's begin. You can also have blocks for today's practice. I will be showing some variations, but again, the entire practice will be seated. So without further ado, we will get started. So first pose is easy pose. So we're just going to take a seat, and what I really want us to focus on is primarily our connection to the ground, right? So I want the sit bone to be pressed all four corners into the mat. So imagine if you'd close your eyes and imagine you as that tree, just spreading your roots and grabbing the floor beneath you. We bring the hands onto the knees. We sit up nice and tall through the trunks, and we breathe in and we exhale and let all the breath out. So breathe in as much as you can and release it all. Keep nothing back. Let's do two more. Very good. And just one more breath here as we start to really focus on grounding down for this practice. Amazing. Really, really good. So in this easy pose, we're going to take some time and we're going to do a breath technique. And now in this easy pose, we are going to focus on box breathing. So box breathing is going to be an inhalation, a hold, an exhalation, a hold, an inhalation, a hold, and an exhalation, a hold. So it makes kind of like a box in your brain. That's the imagery that really helps me visualize the breathing. So that breath work really helps calm down the heart rate, and you'll really feel it. So we're going to do a couple rounds. This is my favorite way to ground down when I'm having an anxious spell. So I really hope that you feel its calming effects. So seated nice and tall in that easy pose, we're going to inhale for 4 into the nose, 4, and hold for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we exhale. Hold, inhale, 1, I forgot to hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now exhale. Very good. Hold. And inhale. Good. Hold. Again, we're holding for 4 if we can. If not, do whatever feels best. And exhale. Hold. And inhale. Last one. Exhale. Or hold. And now exhale. Very good. Let's try it just 2 more times. Again, at whatever pace that you would like, and see how it goes. So I will not be counting down your breath. I want you to imagine that box in your head. Do whatever breath really feels good, and we will breathe together. Okay, so close the eyes, imagine that box, and as you inhale, draw the first line. Holding after every inhale and every exhale. Very good, and when you're done with that last hold, you can open your eyes and just meet me back in an easy pose. Now that we've kind of cycled our breath, I would even say we cycled our prana, we've released any stagnant energy, we've invited new calming energy into the body. We're going to use that energy and we're going to use the breath and do a little bit of grounding flow work. So if you'd like a block, grab one and put it to your right and to your left. And we will begin in a little seated sun salutation, a little seated stretch flow. So we're going to begin in our easy pose. On the inhale, we're going to lift our right hands straight up, gazing upwards if we can. We don't want to crunch the neck. We're just looking up at the ceiling, sky, maybe the hand, whatever you have. And then we're going to take the left hand, drop it down to the left side, and that right hand is going to come up and over. So again, if you'd like a block for that left hand, you're more than welcome to grab and use at this time. And we're going to hold 3 deep breaths. Very good. On that 4th inhale, we're going to push up. Come up with that right hand, and then when we exhale, we're going to bring it back down to center and switch sides. Left hand comes up, all the way up on that inhale, and then when we exhale, we dip, and we breathe here 3 more breaths. Again, on that 4th exhale, bringing it up, up, up. And then take your exhale. On that inhale that follows, bring that right hand up to meet the left. Bring the hands together and just arch the chest forward ever so slightly. Getting a really beautiful chest stretch of the upper back here as well. And then when we exhale, we're going to release the hands to the knees and round and contract through the spine, tucking the chin ever so slightly to the chest as we inhale to come up a little seated cat-cow. Very well done. We're going to inhale, bring both hands up as we look up, and on the exhale, keeping the bottom half just as it is, we're going to fold forward. We can round the back a little bit. This is more passive here, and we're just going to hold 3 deep breaths. If you'd like a block for a little bit more height, you can put that out where your hands would be, and then instead of meeting the floor, let the hands rest on the block. 3 deep breaths. Very good. You're going to release your hands from the floor or block, lift up, walk forward, back to the pelvis, back to our easy pose, and we will turn to the bottom of our mats as we stick our legs out towards the bottom and come into a staff pose. So the toes are flexed in the direction of the head. We're seated nice and tall. We are grounded down in heel, calf, the back of the thigh, and our sit bone. And we're just seated. So this is a very active seat here. If this is a little difficult, you're always more than welcome to bend the knees ever so slightly. Keep your feet on the mat and practice that posture and just really focus on the grounding of the sit bone here. That is the most important part of this entire thing. It's just the grounding, not forcing our bodies into expectations, no judgments. So whatever feels good, I really invite you to take that asana, take that pose. It's not about forcing our body into positions. It's about learning what our body would like to do in these positions and how it feels, right? So we're in the staff pose. Hands can be either on top of the thighs or right next to you on the floor, even on blocks if you're feeling so inclined. And if you have a strap, now is a wonderful time to grab it out. If you'd like, you can inhale, reach the hands up forward, right? And then we're going to hinge at the hips, exhale, and just reach for our toes, our ankles, our legs, whatever you can manage. If you have a strap, you can reach it over the toes and just gently give it a pull so you can give yourself a little bit more space to get that forward fold. So we're going to hold here, 3 deep breaths. Again, this is more passive. We're really focusing on the grounding aspect of this flow. One more breath here. Very good. And then on the inhale, you're going to release the hold, come up vertebrae by vertebrae, and take a nice, beautiful return to staff. We're going to give each one of our legs some attention. So each one of our roots, we'll call them, a little bit of love, a little bit of alone time. So we're going to take our left leg, we're going to bring the knee up, foot on the mat, and then we're going to guide that knee down towards the mat. This is like a seated tree pose here. Once we're here, we're going to keep a square in the hips so they are parallel to each other. We're seated nice and tall. We're going to do that same forward fold, just focusing the stretch on this right leg. So nice big inhale again. Again, if you have that strap, feel free to use it. Exhale, fold. 3 deep breaths. Very well. Release the hold again, coming up by vertebrae and vertebrae. We are going to turn. So I'll show you how we're turning and then I'll turn to face you, don't worry. But we're going to turn the body so that we're facing the long edge of the mat. So that left knee is still in. That left knee is still in. And that right leg is still out. We are just oriented along the long sides of our mat. So once we're here, I'm going to grab a block for my own sake. You're going to, again, inhale, reach those hands up. And exhale, we're going to fold down to the floor or to our blocks. Flexing those toes still. We're going to breathe here. 3 deep breaths. Inhale as you start to, exhale as you come up and start to walk the hands back in towards the groin, and then bringing that right foot in, back to body. We're going to come into reclined ankle pose, bound reclined ankle, I should say. So feet, soles are touching, knees are spread to the top and bottom of the mat in those directions. And you can choose a couple of different ways to do this. You can hold here and sit up nice and tall, or if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch in the hips, you can take the elbows and press into the legs. This is my personal favorite, but do whatever feels best for you and for your body. We're going to be here in kind of a break for about 5 deep breaths. And I want to bring you back to the intention of this flow, which is to ground down, so really grounding down that sit bone, that lower half of the body into the mat, really feeling every limb that's touching the mat and really being present to it. So if your mind started to wander in this flow, that's okay. No judgment. Just let those thoughts know that you'll come back to them later after taking some time for yourself. So closing the eyes, a couple more breaths as we focus on how it feels to have the feet on the mat, how it feels to have our sit bones on the mat, how it feels to know that we are grounded, safe, and stable here. And again, we are grounded, we are safe, and we are stable here. We have strong roots, and they're not going anywhere. Life may convince us otherwise at times, but we know that our roots are deeply embedded into the earth. We feel it through our sit bones. We feel it through our feet on our mat. Even if we can't feel the ground right now, we know that our roots are so deeply entangled into the earth and that she protects us and she keeps us stable through everything, right? So one more big breath. Very good. Even shake the head out a little bit if you feel like you got in your head a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay. Just come back to present just for a little bit. Inhale, come up, and we are going to do that same little forward fold flow on the other side. So facing the long edge of the mat, the left leg this time will go down towards the bottom. Right knee and right foot. The right foot is on the mat. Right knee is going to just fall down towards the right. We are squared at the hips. We are grounded in that sit bone. Sit up nice and tall, and exhale to fold. And don't forget to grab your strap if that is going to serve you. This is very passive, so don't feel like you can't round here. Feel free to round through the spine here. Don't try again to force yourself into any shapes. 2 more deep breaths. Very good. And then inhaling to come up as we move the body to be lengthwise of our mat. Taking, again, that center forward fold. Still have that flexion in the feet, so grounding down through that sit bone. Inhale, hands up. And exhale. 3 deep breaths. Come on up. Exhale, walk those hands in. And we're going to come right back to that staff pose, except this time we're going to transition to a little bit of a spiral twist. So bringing the right knee up, right foot on the mat, we are going to wrap our left hand around it. Right hand is going to come behind, and we're going to look over that right shoulder and hold here for 3 deep breaths. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome to also take this right foot and cross over this left leg, wrapping around to get a little bit of a deeper stretch in this hip area, but you don't have to do that. Whatever serves body best, whatever feels good. This is going to be more focused on the spine, whereas this is also going to get a nice little hip stretch in there. So whatever serves you, whatever feels best. One more big breath here. Very good, and then we are going to send that leg down, switch sides. Whatever we did on one side, we're just going to repeat on the other. 3 breaths. Very well done. Coming straight back to center and letting that leg go straight away. We're going to come and almost a twist. I guess that's kind of what we're doing. We're going to send the legs to the side and come onto our hands and knees. Now that we've done a lot of forward folds, we're going to come into a low cat-cow. So coming to tabletop, we have shoulders over elbows over wrists, and hips over knees, with feet directly behind us. Pressed into our mat as our hands are. We're going to drop the belly, gaze forward, big breath in. And exhale, round and contract through the spine. Ooh, that's nice. And again, really grounding down to the hands and knees and feet. And then we're going to, again, inhale, drop belly, lift gaze. Exhale, round and contract. Very well done. We're going to do that 3 more times at every breath pace you would like. You can also choose to make little circles with the hips, with the body. Whatever feels good at the moment. More than welcome to participate. Very good, just one more. Very, very good. From here, you can just go ahead, take a seat on your sit bones, and come to lay down. So feet are down towards the bottom of the mat. Slowly come to corpse pose. And if you'd like any blankets or bolsters to go under your spine, please feel free to grab those. Any pillows as well. What we're going to do is we're going to take a nice little full body stretch. So we're going to let the feet go, and we're going to reach all the way up and over behind us, if you're able. And we're going to interlace our fingers and just take a big stretch. You can even press palms away from the top of the head. Big, big stretch, like you're getting up first in the morning. Big body stretch. And then on the exhale, we're going to lift both knees to the chest as we bring the hands around them to hug. Bring them in to a little ball here. Love this pose when I'm having a day and I want to feel safe in my body. I really love curling up like this and just hugging myself, reminding myself again that I am stable and safe and grounded. And if you'd like to add a gentle back massage here, you can just roll side to side with the spine. Give a nice little mini massage here. Pressing the back into the mat. Every time you make contact and reminding yourself you're grounded and safe. And then when you're ready, you release it all to the mat. Hands down, feet touching the mat. Our final pose, or Shavasana. I'll invite you to close your eyes here. A nice deep breath in. Exhale all of that out. Very good. With our eyes closed, I'm going to ask that you relax the eyes. Make sure you're not holding any tension in the jaw. Make sure the shoulders aren't shrugged up towards the ears, and if they are, relax them. Hands are open to receiving and not fists. The legs aren't squeezed or tight. Feet aren't in flexion. And we are simply being here. You can imagine yourself in a really big, vast forest with lush green floors. There's a wind, a gentle breeze that just moves the grass ever so lightly. The sun is peeking in through the tree line, and there's just sun rays scattered about, touching flowers. What color are they? How does the grass feel beneath you? Is it soft? Is it warm? Imagine the noises you hear. going on? Is it linked? Is there a creek nearby? Are there kids playing? And as you sit here, remind yourself that as the trees, you are grounded in the earth. You are stable and strong through your roots. And you are secure in nature. Continue this visualization as you breathe for just a couple more minutes. And I will let you know when it's time to go. Gently begin to bring yourself back to consciousness as you wiggle fingers, toes, and start to come back to the present ever so slowly. You can start to gently move the muscles in your face, maybe open and close the mouth. You can gently blink the eyes open, adjusting to the light. And whenever you're ready, you can roll to one side, sit in any comfortable position, and we will finish. Returning to that same beautiful grounded seat that we started in, we will inhale and lift our hands up overhead, holding all of that beautiful grounding energy we made for ourselves today. We'll bring palms together as we hold it firm in our hearts, exhaling all of it down to heart center where it never leaves. And then we bow forward, namaste, to seal it in there as it's done. You're done and you did a wonderful job. So we hug ourselves because we love ourselves and we did a wonderful job today. And we close. Thank you again so much for joining me for this 30-minute grounding flow. I'm so happy that you are here today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.